Fearless Pioneer.
Yo, what is going on, guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise to War video. Today, guys, we're probably going to see the first action of BEORN, or BEORN, however you want to pronounce him, in action. I have got mine up and rock and rolling. I've got him leveled up very nicely. I've also got him geared to the absolute wazoo. We're going to do a bunch of PvP action and stuff like that. First, a huge shout out I want to give to this absolute legend here called Ghostmaker from my server. He's going to be helping me out today with some battles. I've also got a couple of battles which I randomly got into, which we're going to go over first, where I bumped into a couple of level 50s and I was very out leveled, but surprisingly we actually did quite well. But first off, let's go look at the, we should say the man and the beast. And yeah, let's go check him out, shall we? So yeah, let's go into my commanders right now. So I currently have him at level 44, guys. I think I had him in my first battle that you'll first see, level 43. My gear has relatively been the same. I don't know if in the first battle I had a HIF lane here instead of this end draft, because I only just pulled it the other day. And it's the first time I've ever had it. But as you can see, with the gear wise, you want to be going with gear that buffs his might. I'll explain it all in a minute because it's crazy. His might levels get absolutely nuts. So I've gone with the Axe of Khazad Dûm. I don't have enough to get it max leveled. By the end of the season, when I get my Elven Hammers, I will be able to max this out. And then hopefully I can get one more, because Cleave would be 1,000 times better here than Panic. So unfortunately, I've only got 2 Panics at the moment. So yeah, if we can get another one of these with Cleave, that would be fantastic, because he's going to be doing a lot of commander damage. Now, keep in mind, throughout these battles, I've only got him just at Respect level 2. As you'll see with some of these first battles, we're going to be versing like high Respect commanders and level 50s and stuff. So just keep that in mind, especially when we verse a R12 Gimli. See, as you can see, I've got a ton of might of 408. We are using the Warborn Battle Plate because not only does it give good might, but it also is giving a buff to defense for melee. And I'm also getting a tiny little bit extra might there from the Strength of Dexterity skill. Then we're using the Caskia of Pride, which is an extremely good helm with might plus an extra 30 melee defense, which is really good. Warcry is also pretty nice. There is a couple of other skills in here which do help even better. But this does help a lot with the allied units doing a bunch of damage in the first round. But it's after the 4th round, as you will see, is when he becomes an absolute just monster. And then we have the Ent Draft now, which is the best accessory to give extra might. And the army HP of +6 is amazing. I don't have, obviously, the best skill here for the use with BEORN. But that will come in handy next season without an absolute doubt with Shire Protectors. So yeah, with the skilling, obviously with only being an R1 build, or R2 I should say, I can't go into the R3 and 5 skills at the moment. I can quickly just talk about them. This R3 skill basically is just going to buff your bear units a ton, with the chance of follow-up extra damage or defense. You have some great side skills here, which basically against all enemies, it's just doing reductions of defense speed and defense and stuff like that. Then you just got extra damage against melee units. The R5 is really good at doing damage, especially against evil units with orcs. Then we have Impact, which does damage, but it also has the chance at max level of 30% of conducting madness and stun. And then you got Slash on there, which does damage to all units and stops HP recovery for a round. Really good. So if you've just unlocked him like I have, because and basically a lot of people will be in my shoes if you have him and just have him like a Respect 1, the first thing you want to work on is Skin Changer. Now on Preparation 4, he's going to shapeshift into a bear and plus might of 60%. This is where it gets insane. I'll be showing you when I break down the battle of just how crazy it can become. The skill of Awe is really good. As you can see, against all enemies it does 60% damage, but when you reach certain might cap levels for BEORN, he is going to get a few extra skills here. Like at 250, which is very achievable just with gear, you're going to have a 30% chance to inflict silence for 1 round, so this can be extremely good at stopping the evil commanders or the other good commanders' skills. And then when it reaches 400, which is achievable with gear, you just have the insane gear with mine. Otherwise, it will kick in after round 4. You against the enemy commander, damage dealt minus 12% for 1 round. Now, this is the really good skill at R1, Bear Smash. So, against one enemy, it deals 250% damage. But when your might reaches over 350, you also inflict bleed and deals 10% damage 4 times. And then when your commander reaches 500, which is only achievable after preparation or level 4, or round 4, I should say, you have a 50% chance to deal another 120% damage. So it's pretty much almost like having an extra cleave, like on the Axe of Khazad Doom. So that's where a lot of the damage is going to be coming from. Now, Forest Guardian is really good as well, because with Beasts, it says here, attacks inflict, defense minus 36. Now, this takes a lot of the defense off all of the units, which is really good. Like, and basically as well, for the first 5 rounds, Beasts deal maximum damage at a max level effect, which is really good, guys. Which reminds me, I forgot to tell you about the max level effect of Skin Changer. BEORN will gain Madness immunity after the start of round 4, which is crazy. But yeah, this skill here, Forest Guardian, the difference can be between like 60 to 70 damage on like the Eagles and Bears, which are the Beast units. Now, I just want to talk about one quick thing. He will be insane in non-roleplay. I play mostly roleplay, but there's so much more Beast on the evil side, and just the fact of thinking of using him with Mumakill and that would be insane. Then we have points into Natural Grace, which is basically a 70% chance of each round that Beast do recover HP, and then I've got an extra point in Dash here, which basically just reduces the amount of damage that Beast received. So that's how we've got him all set up. Now, for the units that I'm running on him, I will show you right now. This is the troop setup that I've been running, and you'll see consistent throughout the battles. So I'm just running 100 Sentinels just as a diversion in that first early round, just to take an attack away. And then I'm usually running around about 110 Eagles and 184 Bears. Now, let's get into the first PvP report, so it gives you an idea of exactly how all the skilling works and everything like that. You need to see the battle breakdown, so yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Rightio, guys, so here we are. So let's first off take into consideration that I was 7 levels lower, and I'm not sure what respect his DWALIN was, but I can tell you now, it is a sight saw higher than respect 2. I definitely outgear him, as you will be seeing. We know what gear I have, because you would have seen it at the start of the video. But all in all, his gear is definitely not the worst. It's still a fairly solid DWALIN at level 50, and he's gone with the full 1 stack of 7,500 Guardians. Now, keep in mind, at this particular moment when I was doing these battles, my units weren't fully maxed out like his was. I've only got 8s there on my Bears and Eagles. You will see those maxed in the future battles. So, as you can see, if we go into the full-on battle breakdown here, you can see that overall I did win this battle, even though I was at a very big disadvantage. I was able to do 266,000 damage. He did 12,000 healing, so we still did about 254,000 damage there. Where I took 220,000 with nearly 40,000 healing, so roughly around about 180,000 damage taken there. So yeah, we out damaging there by over 70,000 HP, so that is really good. You can have a breakdown and see with the damage dealt who was doing the most damage. So it is very even between the Bears and the Eagles with doing damage. You will see with the damage received, the Bears will take a lot more, because the Eagles' skills, they will reduce the amount of damage received by melee units, which is very helpful there, guys. And then you're going to see he only had the 1 stack, so you can basically see what happened there. So the big thing is I want to show you is with the battle breakdown. So everything's pretty much as normal, the same kind of things at the start. Like, so we don't need to talk about that too much. You can see that like sometimes the RNG will come in and you will get the healing. But it is round 4 is where we want to talk about, because this is where things get absolutely crazy, guys. So, as you can see, when my BEORN hits level 4 and the skins changer effect hits, my might got boosted by 60%, which is an extra 243 to 657.9 might. Absolutely insane, guys. And he also gains the Madness Immune. And then also, at the same time, my bears are going to be able to get their added damage effect as well, which you will see in a moment. But now you can see Bear Smash is doing a ton of damage here at 12,000 damage. But then you can see the damage that Bleed is inflicting now, or 5,000, and Bleed hits again with a tiny bit. It's absolutely crazy. Now you can see the BEORN attacks there with an extra amount of damage. But let's just scroll down to see when the... so with the bears, you can see the damage received plus 27%. That was DWALIN using Hunt Down on me. But if you see here now, this is where the BEORNing's shape-shifting comes into effect, and they get an extra 32% damage dealt. Remember, these weren't max level. I believe this is 40% at max level. And then they start hitting really nicely with 5,000 damage there, with bleed effect and stuff like that. It's really good, guys. Also, you can see with the Bear Smash where BEORN's hit before, you can see like it takes off all their defense and everything. So yeah, it's after round 4 is where he gets absolute monstrous. Now, I'm just going to show you this last battle here before we get into some newer ones. Now, this is not a bad result whatsoever. So we came up against this GIMLI, who was only barely injured. Like, he hit some of my siege there, as you can see. So he was only down about 15,000 HP there. But as you can see, this GIMLI is a respect 12. He does it like that is a very respectable GIMLI, very strong GIMLI, and we know GIMLI is an absolute monster. The fact that I was 7 levels lower and 10 respect levels lower, and was able to do that amount of damage, basically do more than half damage to him, is absolutely amazing. Like, honestly, if I'm telling you now, if I was the same level and the same respect level, I would squash that GIMLI, without a doubt. My gear is helping a lot. The only thing is, the bears and eagles do take time to make, but it is highly recommended that you use beasts with him. You can use other units, but it's just not going to work out. At R5, it will work out a lot better when you go with the full commander damage build. But at the moment, you definitely want to be sticking with the beast. And if you're playing evil, like non-roleplay, I should say, you have a lot more options. I would like to see some more beasts add to the good side, to be honest. It can be hard, but you can get these guys early depending on who you first start with in the faction. Alright, I'm going to go get into some new battles now. This guy is happily and patiently waiting for me. So we're going to send my good old Bear Master down. He's chilling right there. We are just going to move him right now. You send him down. And we're going to be getting some new PvP action against, I think we're going to be versing a Gandalf the Grey, a Theoden, and then possibly a big, strong Gilgalad in the end. Even if I get destroyed in him, I just want to see how he goes overall. Rightio, guys, so we're going in with our first test. We're going to be versing a good old Gandalf the Grey. I know he is going to be respect level 7, what I've been told. I'm not sure about the troop composition. We'll find out about that, but he's going to be respect level 7. Now, we know he's going to be doing a lot of stun, we know that. Also could possibly be doing madness as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with the battle. Okay, so we're looking at it. Looks fairly even. Let's go have a look, shall we? It looks fairly even. Let's see what happens, shall we? Alright. Okay. This is a fairly good result. Okay, so the Eagles got shredded, and I can see exactly why straight away. My Eagles got absolutely shredded because he's running 2 of the ranged units, which is very smart. Obviously, he would know that because I'm going to be using Eagles. Otherwise, my Bears withstood amazingly. So basically, my Eagles just got shredded because of that. That's why we took so much damage. So that's the first thing I see immediately from it. Let's see. From his Gandalf, I've definitely got him beaten in gear without an absolute doubt. He did have madness. Whether that RNG did kick in, we'll have to check that out. And it looks like he was using a lot of evasiveness as well. Of course, the Sentinels are going to invade as well. But yeah, let's just have a quick look at the tail of the tape. So I took 184,000 to 180, 40,000 healing 20,000. So I took taking that off about 140 to his, what's that, 160. Yeah, okay, it was pretty much near exactly even. So I had 2 levels difference, and of course he's a lot higher respect, so take that into regard as well. The only thing I can see there is my Eagles got countered super hard, as we will be able to see within the things. Like, the Eagles didn't get to do a lot of damage because they got shredded very early, very quickly. As for with my damage, it was even throughout the board and stuff like that. So yeah, but you can see where things went quite wrong there. It's all about the battle breakdown, so we're just going to see what happened with the RNG, with the stunning and everything early. So let's just go into the early games and just see here. So yeah, I got outsped. So yeah, we can see there, yeah, the Eagles got hurt really bad there. The sharpshooters are going to do a lot of damage to them, and because of his follow-up and conveyor, as you can see, we got double hit. So yeah, we took a lot of damage in the early rounds against all the Eagles. So basically, that's what happened there with the Eagles. And then the Eagles got stunned, so they didn't get to attack. So that was very interesting. Then he avoided my ore attack. Let's see. I don't know if my bear attack hit as well. Okay, so round 1 went very quickly. So yeah, we got outsped there without an absolute doubt in the world. I'm just looking at my attacks and things. So there, my bear smash did hit there, so that's a good thing. But yeah, so basically, my Eagles just took all the damage in the early rounds because of all the archers. So that was probably the only problem there. Otherwise, it was a pretty even, good battle. But this is where things would have started turning. As soon as we would have got to round 4, this is where things would have definitely... So these guys are... Wait, these guys are still getting avoidance? The Sentinels were granted avoidance. So they... Wow, so basically I didn't get to hit his Sentinels until round 4 by the looks of it. That's crazy. We also got affected by madness there, by the hysteria. I kind of skipped the other rounds there, so I don't know if we did any damage to ourselves with madness. But yeah, like the BEORNings, they seem to be able to tank the archers damage a lot. So in hindsight, if I knew I was going against a Gandalf the Grey, obviously I'd scout first, and he had a lot of archers on there. I'll just put a lot more bears and less eagles, and I think things would go a lot better there. Yeah, otherwise, that's not bad results for being obviously a bit lower respect and lower level. As you can see, my bears held up amazingly. It was just obviously the eagles got shredded by the archers. Alright, well, I'm going to re-strengthen him back up, and then we're going to be going and fighting a THEODEN. But I think that is really good results. Vice versa, if I was to change anything, if I knew ahead that he was going to have these, I obviously probably would have won about maybe like 40 eagles and the rest all bears. So yeah, alright, we'll be back in just a moment. I just got to restore back up. Hopefully I got enough eagles. Rightio guys, so incoming is, I think it's at least respect 5 or 6 THEODEN that's going to be incoming. I'm not sure with the troops, but he is Gondor. So he may use T4 in there, which could be very interesting. If so, they will absorb all the damage early. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll have a breakdown of it in just a moment and see what kind of results we can get against THEODEN, who is very strong. So let's have a look. Okay. Oh, okay. THEODEN really hurt me a lot there. I actually got destroyed. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at the breakdown. Alright, so THEODEN with a lot of HP, 350,000, completely wiped BEORN. So let's have a look. Okay, he was using a lot of archers once again, which just completely shredded my eagles early without an absolute doubt. So let's have a quick look at them, shall we? So in the breakdown, obviously I got wiped, 309k. That's more damage than I actually have, so I'm trying to figure out how that happened. I have to try to work that out in the battle breakdowns in a moment. I didn't do a whole lot of damage, about 170,000 or so with healing, maybe about 150,000. We have to look at the tail of the tape and see what happened. He was using a ton of archers again, which absolutely wiped the floor with me. Let's have a look at his gear first. That may... Okay, so not the insanest gear. Let's have a look here, though. Obviously, THEODEN's going to outspeed me, so he's going to be attacking first. Nothing too crazy there. He does have Blitz, okay, so he does have a chance to gain a commander and units to get initiative, even though he probably has it already. Let's have a look at the breakdown, shall we? The tail of the tape, so to say. Let's have a quick look. Alrighty. Round 1, THEODEN attacks. They attack the Sentinel. Alright, so the Swans attacked, then the Rams attacked. Then my Eagles attacked, BEORN attacked. So not too bad there. The Bow Knights. Okay, so this is the big one. He was using so many Bow Knights, and that's where my Eagles took 31,000 damage there, which is just absolutely insane. So yeah, that's where we got hurt a lot. Scrolling down, let's just go down here. I'm just doing my regular attacks and stuff like that. Swan Knight's not too bad. Damage wise, was doing not too bad there. Okay, so the big thing was the Bow Knights. The Bow Knights were just absolutely just destroying. They just destroyed all my Eagles. So that's where the big part of the whole problem definitely was. The Eagles absolutely just got shredded by so many, like running 2,400 Bow Knights. That's my biggest issue there. Like you can see another 30,000. So that's nearly 100,000 damage just done there, just on the Eagles. So then all my Eagles have now been taken out by those guys. Coming into round 4, this is where I start to get a lot better and do a lot more damage in that. Obviously, we're getting more might boost and stuff here. My Bear Smash is doing good damage in that. We're doing good damage there. The Bow Knights are still doing 23,000 damage. So, the big problem in that battle, without an absolute doubt, was the Bow Knights. They absolutely destroyed me. Now, if they weren't into in the battle, I think it would be a lot different. Especially, like, I couldn't damage these guys because the Swan Knights protected them for, like, 3 rounds as well at the start. So, they basically just absolutely wiped out all my Eagles very quickly. So, yeah, THEODEN absolutely destroying me there. Could I have done much more there? Not really. Like, yeah, he just had way too big of a counter there. Like, the tier 4 with the 2,400 Bow Knights just absolutely destroyed me. Rightio, guys. So we're going to try BEORN now without Beast, just normal units. Let's see what happens against the same THEODEN that absolutely destroyed us. Just to see if we can make any sort of a difference with a different troop combination. Now, with skill-wise, there's not much really I can change. Even though, like, this just affects Beast and that. So, R5 would be way better here. So basically a lot of these skill points are just going to absolute waste. So yeah, this is not going to help. If I was like R5, this would make a huge difference. I'll definitely will be strengthening him up and revisiting him once I have R5, because I think he's going to do a lot better. All in all, not bad results so far. Obviously, we know THEODEN's an absolute monster with, like, he's attacking first and all that damage, and the Bow Knights has absolutely shredded me there. It kind of surprised me, but then when I looked at it with the BEORNings and the Eagles are just completely weak against the Bow Knights, they absolutely shred me. So we're going to try it a little bit different, just use normal units. We're going to have some Heralds on here, just because they've got really good tanky defense, but they also do counter damage. The Dunes, obviously, they're going to do well against the Bow Knights, and then of course Keepers are really good as well at doing some extra focus damage as well. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, a very weird troop combination. We do know BEORN does do a lot of normal just commander damage anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens in just a moment. He's reinforcing up, and yeah, we'll see what happens in just a moment. Rightio, guys, so we're going to run the exact same battle back with THEODEN, exact same troops, everything. And we'll just see if there's any difference with a troop combination where my troops aren't going to get absolutely destroyed this time. So we're going to see. We drawed. We only just survived, so that's very interesting. We only just lived. The Bow Knights are just so strong. So it looks like we obviously we just survived this time. We definitely did more damage, which is good to see. So we did more damage there. THEODEN still did a bunch of healing. But all in all, I think what's best for BEORN, especially if you got him low respect, to definitely avoid like characters or commanders, I should say, like THEODEN, until you get him a higher respect. But honestly, like damage wise, compared, remember THEODEN's HP is insane, like 350,000. 226,000 damage done is honestly not too bad. Like, that is definitely better. Like, compared to the Beast combination, I'm sure I could have came up with a better troop combination as well. Like, maybe I could have combated his Bow Knights of Bow Knights. Maybe we could do one more battle just for the hell of it. And we'll see what happens. But that was a very interesting battle, to say the least. But I'm going to wrap up the video there, because I think I've lost enough troops for today. But I think BEORN's very good. He's very strong. You just need to pick your battles. Obviously, I didn't know exactly what I was getting into at the start. But I'm showing you the good, the bad, the ugly. He's definitely very strong and can do very well against certain commanders. You just need to avoid certain commanders which are going to go straight after his weakness. So THEODEN, for example, maybe Gilgalad, anyone that's running a lot of archers that can destroy the beast. But this does show that he can be used with normal units as well. But I think he will come way better broad spec when he is respect 5 and he can do more commander damage attacks and such. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. So until next time, peace out, EJ's out, and I'll catch you guys later. See you.
Thousands subs of the EJU army. Yeah, you guys are legends to me, so let's keep up.